Good morning. It's cold here, as you can tell. You can always tell how cold it is by how tightly a kitty is curled up. Hi, Mom. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I have a cold, so took me a while to get going today. So, I thought that the allergy stuff I've been dealing with was allergies, but it wasn't. It was actually a cold. So, good morning, Janet. Good morning, Roseanne. Good morning, peoples whose names are coming in so fast I can't see you. Good morning, good morning. Yeah. So, talk a little bit. Thank you. I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do with my Young Living essential oils about that. I'm going to try something new. Okay. Have a great day. Okay, thanks for popping in to say hi. Nice to see people in different areas. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. You totally just made my day. Thanks for the hearts. Yeah, Jan, I was just taking a look at that this morning. I haven't read it in detail because I couldn't get it to work right on my phone. Good morning, Linda, Carla. I wanted to say Kelly. Thank you. I was thinking Kelly. No, that doesn't sound right. Carla. Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Linda. So, a little later than usual. But let's talk about our book. And then I'll tell you about the oil. Yeah, that's frustrating, isn't it? So I'll have to fire up the laptop to do it, but I will do it. I've been wearing makeup so much lately that now I'm like, oh goodness, what is this about? I'm just kidding. I don't really care. So today is our Linda in the house. Put your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Oh, the Downey Jing. Loud. The second, same version, sorry. Whoops. Hold on, I'm missing a book. Cripes. I'm missing one of the books. I'll be right back. Must have got knocked off in the great cat blowout of 2015 yesterday. They're doing better today. The cats are chilling. Here's one of them. Laying on his own, his hand-knitted wool pad that actually was not intended for him, but he took it over, so what are you going to do? Is there anybody behind me? No. It's cold, so they're inside. So what I meant to say was this book, and this book. They are the boss around here. Here's the thing. Pets don't live very long, relatively speaking. A cat you can get longer than a dog, but, yeah, you gotta spoil them while they're here. They don't stick around long. Dao De Jing. The T's sound like D's. Dao De Jing. And the CH sounds like a kind of a ch and a j combined. So yeah, let's get going. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Pretty close. It's Chinese, so it's tricky. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Let's get started. I'm not going to go into a bunch of explanation, and I think it's mostly the same people showing up every day, but I will, just in case you're new or you're a replay viewer or you're viewing on the web and we can't see you. you can find me at caddyshackdesigns.com. Across the top are tabs for everything I do. Young Living Essential Oils is one of them. This is another one. The primary thing I do is coaching and Desire Map specific coaching. I did put up some packages for intensive work last night. So there's a new page that says Desire Map Intensives. Those are like specialized, hardcore, we'll just say balls to the wall coaching for people who really need to bust through some blocks. Hey, Catherine. Quickly, but they are extremely intense, so the price is reflective of that. It's worth it, but you might have to save up for it. Nope, just chit-chatting. I have a cold. I'll talk about some essential oils right after our reading. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's a balls to the wall intensive coaching package, if that's what you're into. It's like, it's individual, one-on-one. One-on-one. There's an option for a full day in 2-hour breaks. There's an option for 2 consecutive half days in 2-hour breaks, 2-hour chunks. And then there's an option for a 3-month, 3 weeks, 1 call a week, and then a week off. And all of those include Reiki, mini card readings, and an individualized Young Living Essential Oil bottle. Like not the sample bottle, the whole bottle. So it's similar to, I guess, to like other people's packages, but it includes different modalities. So it's 3 different modalities. It's coaching, it's oils, and it's Reiki all together. So, what chapter are we on? We're on chapter 7. Apologize for my stuffy nose. It's a SmackDown. Yeah, it would be, I don't expect to do a lot of them. Let me just say that, because it would be rather intense, sort of like a personal development boot camp in 8 hours. Energized. Yeah. I stayed up till 3 in the morning. It's ridiculous. And I actually feel okay. I just have a cold. Gosh darn it. Both. It's Desire Map, and I'm assuming you meant Desire Map and me for the coaching. No, Rhonda, we haven't even started reading yet. I'm just chit-chatting. I put up some intensive coaching packages on the website. Highly intense, highly specialized, individual, one-on-one, boot campy type coaching things. So it's like a Desire Map workshop, but with Reiki, with oils, with card reading, a comprehensive, holistic. It's both. It would be, so let me say it would be me. It would be whatever I pull through me, whatever I intuit. It would be Byron Katie's work, like doing worksheets. It would be Martha Beck's stuff. So there would be, it wouldn't be like, for someone who's never done a workshop, it would be more Desire Map workbook based. For people who have and are already up to speed on a lot of things, it would be more other coaching exercises, other personal development exercises. So it's like I have a huge list of things to draw from, and then I just use my intuition and what I'm picking up as to which gets applied to that particular person at that particular time. Oh, that's okay. Emojis baffle all of us, except for Linda, and Michelle seems to be picking up speed. I actually didn't even see what it was. So, chapter 7 in this book. You know what? I'm going to do it differently. Let's do this one first. Since the Stephen Mitchell book and the Byron Katie book are built to go together, let's do this one first. Chapter 7, if you are following along in one of these translations. Yeah. Dim brightness. Heaven will last, earth will endure. How can they last so long? They don't exist for themselves, and so can go on and on. So wise souls, leaving self behind, move forward, and setting self aside, stay centered. Why let the self go? To keep what the soul needs. That's why. You let the self go to keep what the soul needs. Whoops. Can you guys see those Facebook notifications? I forgot to turn those off. Heaven will last, earth will endure. How can they last so long? They don't exist for themselves, and so can go on and on. So wise souls, leaving self behind, move forward, and setting self aside, stay centered. Okay, cool. Why let the self go? To keep what the soul needs. You guys are funny. So funny. So funny. Now this one, chapter 7. Stephen Mitchell's translation. His is a little, his is different, but I like them both a lot. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself. Thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. Ooh, that's very nice. That's a very nice reading. So let's see what Byron Katie adds to that. But let's drink coffee first. Oh, speaking of let's drink, I haven't looked for Matt Belisai's video this week yet. Or last week. Oh my gosh, I might have missed one. Let's drink. Chapter 7 in Byron Katie's book. Matt Belisai, Linda. He's a BuzzFeed Matt on Facebook.com/BuzzFeed Matt, M-A-T-T. Oh yeah, the drunk office guy. Yeah. Sometimes he there's the last one I watched, I was like, ooh. Oh yeah, you have to have headphones on. The last one of his I watched, he got a little too gross, and I was like, well, I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little too descriptive. I don't mind like the cuss words and stuff, but sometimes when it gets like too like bodily fluid descriptive, I'm a little like, so, I liked his one on airplanes. People who are with you on airplanes. That was a really good one. Okay. It was never born, thus it can never die. Chapter 7 in Byron Katie's book. What is death? How can you die? Who says that you were ever born? There is only the life of an unquestioned thought. There is only mind, if anything. After you think the thought, I'm going to die, where did that thought go? Isn't another thought your only proof that it's true? Airplane hair, yeah. Who would you be without your story? That's how the world begins. I am a woman. I am a woman who is getting up to brush her teeth and go to work. And on until the world, I love this line, until the world becomes denser and denser. We weave ourselves this thick, thick blanket of story. I am. Question that. That is where the world ends, until what's left comes back to explore the next concept. Do you continue after death? If you question your mind deeply enough, you'll see that what you are is beyond life and death. The questioned mind, the questioned mind. So the mind who, as the Tao chapter said, you've left yourself behind, the little self, the constantly analyzing mind, you don't attach to it anymore. Um, that's the question mind. You're constantly questioning it. Is that true? Is that really true? Do you really want to keep thinking this thought? What are some other thoughts you could think? The question mind, because it's no longer seeking, is free to travel limitlessly. It understands that since it was never born, it can never die. It's infinite because it has no desires for itself. It withholds nothing. It's unconditional, unceasing, fearless, tireless, without reservations. It has to give. It's its nature. Since all beings are its own dear reflected self, it's always receiving, giving itself back to itself. That's what we've talked about before, where that energy is coming through you and it requires some place to go. The energy of life. And the more you're doing this kind of work, the stronger that inflow is. So you have to be sure that you're directing it somewhere and putting it out in a creation, in contact with people, in service, whatever it is you do with your creative energy, it's got to go somewhere. If you don't put it somewhere, it back flushes and turns into addictions and turns into depression and turns into anger. It's going to go someplace, so you might as well be in control of where it's going. It has to give. That's its nature. Oh, good. A stuck mind is the only death, and it's death by torture. The unquestioned mind, believing what it thinks, lives in dead ends, frustrated, hopeless, forever trying to find a way out, only to experience another dead end. And each time the problem is solved, another problem pops up. That's how the unquestioned mind has to live. It's stuck in the oldest stories, like a dinosaur still chewing on the same old grass. So that is one of the problems I have with one of many problems I have with traditional talk therapy. You go into traditional talk therapy to talk about a problem. You solve that problem, your mind will find you another problem. Your mind will then find you things that weren't a problem and turn them into problems so that you can have something else to talk about. I like the Byron Katie work. I like Desire Map and Abraham Hicks and Course in Miracles because it cuts through all that. Your mind can string you along. I know people who've been in therapy for years. Unless you are like like a prisoner of war survivor, there's no reason for you to be in therapy for years. I used to tell my clients that if you don't feel some progress and see some results in 3 sessions with me, then I'm not the right therapist for you, or you're not ready to do the work. There's a problem somewhere if you aren't seeing results in 3 sessions. So I will refer you to someone else. Now, that never happened, but because I work hard with people deep enough in couples counseling. Too many times you're spending your time in the therapist's office talking about the superficial stuff, when if you can just go straight to the core, like what's the core problem? Where are you disconnected from yourself? You connect to yourself, your relationship with your partner is going to improve automatically without even trying. Mine asks, what time of day am I most anxious? Now you dread that. Oh. Yeah. I missed the last comment. Whoever has the pink color, I missed it. Is it Roseanne? I'm not saying don't go to therapy. I'm saying if you see a therapist and you don't feel better in 3 times, go to a different therapist. Now I lost my place. Oh. Whoever has the pink made a comment and I missed it. I'm sorry. Yes, go to the core. I almost got a vanity license plate that said go to the core when I was in Arizona. But I didn't. And I should have. I really believe that. Yeah, now I got it. Now you're aware of that time of day. So now you've almost set yourself up to be anxious at 11 o'clock every day or whatever that time is. So, yeah. When really, what difference does it make? What difference does it make what time of day you're most anxious? Why are you anxious to begin with? What are you afraid of? What is going on for you that you're so anxious? Gotta talk about that. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. That's the detailed garbage that it doesn't matter. Each time the problem is solved, another problem pops up. That's true too. Right. I'm not saying, yeah, that's true too. That's a good clarification, actually. Sometimes you can't go straight to the core. Sometimes you have to feel your way through, you don't know why you're so anxious. First thing, look at your diet. What are you eating? Yeah. Sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes you have to start at a level and go down and go down. But watch yourself that you're not creating one superficial problem after another to avoid going further down, further deep, more deeply. It was you who put it there. Yeah. When I woke up to reality in 1986, I noticed stories arising inside me that had been troubling mankind forever. I felt absolutely committed to undoing every stressful story that had ever been told. I was the mind of the world, and each time one of the stories were seen for what it really was and thus undone in me, it was undone in the world because there is only one thinker. The master stays behind in the student's position, always watching, noticing, experiencing, realizing, and enveloped in reality in the way of it. That's how she stays ahead of any problem. There's nothing wanted, nothing unabsorbed. There's nothing wasted, nothing unabsorbed. She wouldn't leave anything out. So the master is a master because she maintains the beginner's mind, the student's mind. She doesn't think of herself as a master. She's always open to whatever is. So if something new came along that blew apart her previous belief system, she would be open to that. So when it says the master stays behind, that's why she is ahead. When you stay in beginner's mind, when you retain the attitude of a student of life, you stay ahead of things because you aren't attached and cemented into your thoughts. Your worldview isn't concretized. It isn't set in stone. It isn't boxing you in. So you are ahead of the game because you see what's coming. You're not denying it. You're not wasting time. Yes. Well, the master is a master because she stays a student. So mastery is having the humility and the skill to remain always learning, always open. Sometimes people think mastery, now I'm done. So I've learned how to mountain bike, now I'm done. I'm a master mountain biker, which I'm not, but I've mastered that skill, so I go no further. That's not mastery in this sense. Mastering the way, mastering the Tao. Yes, giving up needing to know the details releases a lot of energy for you. It will set you free to a lot of energy because we spend a lot of time and energy trying to figure it out. You don't need to figure it out. If a bear is chasing you, just run from the bear. You don't need to know why the bear is chasing you. You just need to deal with it. Mastery was your goal at work. Well, I think it depends on the context. There's certain skills you master in your career, in the physical, tangible world. But as far as spiritual mastery and being a spiritual warrior or Shambhala warrior, a self. Yes. I got it. I got off track there. When you said work, I thought I shifted to career, but you meant yourself.
Yeah.
Your life will get lighter when you stop analyzing the shit out of everything. That's another way people can get sidetracked in therapy is their mind takes over and wants to analyze it. So much lighter now, yes. Excuse me, I'm so gross. Okay. The master stays behind in the student's position, always open. She wouldn't leave anything out. So that's the picking and choosing. If there's traffic, there's traffic. Oh, I'll be fine. I've got an oil I want to talk about. And I actually don't feel bad. It's just all in my head. Yes, exactly. There's no right or wrong. There's only what is. And until we accept what is, it can't shift. So as long as we're fighting against, as long as we're stuck in, this shouldn't be happening. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't, we shouldn't, I shouldn't. As long as you're stuck in that, as long as you're stuck there, you can't let go because you're hanging on to a mental construct with so tightly that nothing else can come in. She wouldn't leave anything out. A master never fights reality. Now you can prefer. Tosha Silver does a good talk about turning your desires into preferences. You can have preferences, but you don't attach to them. So, if I'm driving somewhere and I want to get where I'm going, my preference is that I not encounter traffic. However, when and if I do encounter traffic, I don't fight against it. I don't go into, damn it, the stupid traffic, now I'm going to be delayed, now I'm going to be in the car for 3 hours, and yada yada, and get all cranky. And so, of course I would prefer something different, but I don't argue against what is. And I'm saying that globally because, of course, I don't do that all the time. Most of the time I do, though. Most of the time I don't argue too much for too long about what's happening. She is detached from all things in the sense that when they come, that's what she wants, and when they go, that's what she wants. It's all fine with her. She's in love with it as it comes and goes. She is one with it all. The branch sways in the breeze. As she watches, she sees that it's not true. And in that lack of separation, she becomes branch in the breeze. She hears the sound of the garbage truck. She becomes the sound, and she tingles with gratitude that she is that sound. What self is there to let go of? See, that's the paradox. We're trying to let go of something that doesn't even exist. The world begins with her, and it ends with her right now. So we're trying to let go of... when we get caught in trying to push away or push against or reject, we're creating something where nothing exists. So it's a little like esoteric and a little bit abstract. Not esoteric, but abstract. It's a little bit abstract and can at times be difficult to grasp. Perfection is not attainable. If we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. I'll have to think about that. So it's not that you stop having human reactions. Even the Dalai Lama says, when he thinks about what has happened to his people, he gets angry. But he is able to hold both anger and peace and connection at the same time because he's practiced at it, obviously. The anger is the surface of the waves, the thrashing, the activity, the tossing, the whitewater caps, the white caps. Underneath is the stillness of the ocean that doesn't move at all. It doesn't change. It barely moves. It moves. There's movement, but it's almost indiscernible. That's how The Titanic had stuff that hit the bottom, didn't move. It's still there. It landed on the surface, or the bottom of the ocean, and it didn't go anywhere. Oh, good. I'm glad this is helpful to you. You can have both. You can have your human reactions, and you're aware that they're your human reactions, so it doesn't take you away from your deep stillness. It doesn't stop you from hearing that quiet, still, small voice that leads you out of whatever problem it is you think you're having. It helps you not fight against what's happening. And full acceptance of what's happening is what is the miracle. The miracle is a shift in your perception, using Course in Miracles terms. The miracle comes from seeing the truth about the situation, because when you see the truth, generally you see that there isn't any problem to solve in the first place. So how that looks in, say, just a typical daily experience, I use traffic and money a lot because it's the two things that really can take people off edge. You look in your bank account and there's not enough there to cover a bill. That can lead to a normal human reaction of total panic. Or you're looking at your bank account and you're projecting several months or years down the road, and you look at what you have right now and you recognize that it's not going to last the whole month, or it's not going to pay all the bills for the month. So the normal human tendency is to panic. But panic doesn't solve it. Worry doesn't solve it. Freaking out about it doesn't add any more money to your bank account. When you just go ahead and let that roll through and you stay connected to the stillness, you drop into, Martha Beck calls it wordlessness. You drop into that still, deep place in yourself. Take a deep breath, you'll automatically take a deep breath. You don't even have to try. That leaves you open for gifts from the universe. Wordlessness. It's that wordless place where you're still thinking thoughts, but there just aren't any words. There aren't a lot of words. You aren't attaching to the thoughts that you're thinking. Hi, Cynthia. I saw you come in real quick. So you see your money won't cover your bills, and you start to freak out about it, and then you catch yourself and you go, oh, this is okay. This is what people do. Hi. We just freak out over stuff. It's okay. And this isn't where I want to stay. I don't want to stay in this freak out zone. I want to drop the panic, and I want to take a breath, and you just think, I want to drop into wordlessness now. I want to drop into peace now. I want to drop the story and relax into peace. Esther Hicks uses the analogy of when you pull a cork under the water. When you pull something that is meant to float under the water, there's a great deal of resistance. As soon as you let go of it, it pops right back up to the water without any effort at all, because that's where it's supposed to be. And we can do that too. We get ourselves all tangled up, and we pull ourselves, and we tangle ourselves up. And at any moment, we can just let that go, and we will pop right back into peace, because that's our natural state. That's where we're supposed to be. When you're in love with what comes and goes, as she says, you're one with it all. You are the branch in the swaying in the breeze. And you can get a sense of that with practice. You can feel that oneness with whatever is happening, even when it's something we would label negative. So another example I can use is when I've told you guys before that when I was robbed as a teenager. In that moment, it was like one of the most powerful experiences of my life. In that moment, I was not afraid. I had that split duality that I've never forgotten, and it's always been a great touchstone for me. I thought I was going to die on the surface, and underneath, I thought, everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's okay. I was totally calm. I felt totally peaceful, but my mind was like going through all this stuff. So it was both. And it really can be both, whether it's a traumatic situation like that or it's the same internally created trauma of when you look at your bank account and you think you've run out of money. So the same kind of panic and stuff can go on in your head when you think, I don't have enough money, I can't pay my electric bill. So, or whatever. So but you're not going to be open to the solutions that can come to you if your mind is clouded by panic. So you've covered up your sun. You've covered up the sunlight that shines on you that can help you find your way out, that can light up the path before you. You've covered up with the clouds of fear and panic. That is just a story. Like she said earlier, life becomes dense. Life becomes heavy and oppressive. We feel oppressed by what's going on in our own head. Is this making sense? And it just involves talking to yourself a lot and reminding yourself a lot. When you feel the panic coming on or the freaking out coming on, you catch yourself earlier and earlier as you're weaving that story around yourself. Yeah, so you're like taking story rope and you're wrapping yourself out. Work has been your freak out lately. So drop into wordlessness when you think about work. When you start to freak out, say to yourself, as soon as you catch yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? What am I rejecting right now? Where can I accept a little bit more? Story rope. We wrap ourselves and tie ourselves down with it, or even worse, we hang ourselves with it. Not literally. I'm talking figuratively. We're talking about suicide today. Try to be in love with what is. Every text will tell you in one way or another that acceptance, you have to accept what is right now before you can find your way into something different. Because as long as you're rejecting, you're separating yourself from God. You're separating yourself from the source. You're separating yourself from the very thing that can bring you the relief that you need. You've closed the door. Let's drink. Boy, that perspective is really big, isn't it? That coffee cup is huge. It was never born, it can never die. She is detached from all things in the sense that when they come, it's what she wants, and when they go, it's what she wants. So she's not holding on to the good. She's not grasping anything. It comes in, she enjoys the hell out of it, and then it's gone, and she's enjoying the next moment. What self is there to let go of? There isn't one. You can't be separate. The separate part is an illusion. There's nothing to let go of. There's no self. That's a deep one. Like I told you, when I first read this book, I was like, I intuitively knew it's what I wanted, but I didn't really understand a lot of it. I do now, but that was 2009 when I first picked this book up. So, hey, it only took me 6 years. It's an excellent book. It's an excellent, excellent book. You can also go on YouTube and watch her work. Watch Byron Katie work on YouTube. Do the work live on YouTube. Yeah. The more you watch her and the more you see, you start to pick up a deeper level. So when you watch them, look at what she's really doing. Yeah, I saw a piece of one. I saw a piece of a scope. There can be grief, the experience of terrible loss. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I saw one a while ago, too. She was sitting on a couch talking about a three-legged dog. Byron Katie and a three-legged dog walk into a bar. Right. That's the one I saw. Someone was filming her from the side. And it was super short, and I was super disappointed. Okay. There can be grief, the experience of terrible loss and loneliness when mind loses its identification as human. But with the power of inquiry, you love that you're losing your identity. Inquiry continues to kill what you think you are until you discover something else. As your mind heals, the world heals. You literally are changing the world when you address your own internal separations and disconnects. That seems like an impossible thing, but it is true. And we know it's true, because we know when we're in a good mood, other people respond to us differently than when we're in a crappy, bitchy mood. We know that. So it's just on a larger scale. Yeah, I do too. I know, right? The power of the universe. We have the power! We just start using it. Okay, let's talk real quick about a Young Living essential oil. I'll let you Google oregano essential oil yourselves. But I was reading about it last night, and I have heard, yes, you be the change you want to see. Because when you are being it, it happens all around you without you doing anything. It's the do without doing. You be your ideal. You be your realized awakened self. And then you change the world without doing anything except taking care of you. Also hard to grab, especially for women who feel like we need to caretake everybody. Okay. So, I have not been I don't take oils internally. Sometimes I put them in my water. I have recently started branching out into that because I got really sick with an intestinal thing, and I tried what I'm going to show you, and it worked. So, I'm still very cautious about it. I'm still very low level with it. But since I thought I was having allergies, I didn't do the same kind of let's not catch a cold protocol that I usually do to the same degree. Like, I was doing some immune system stuff because of the Paris thing. I had an emotional reaction to it, so I wanted to pump up my immune system. But I didn't do it at the same level. When I feel like I'm getting a cold, I do Thieves, I do Emergency, I do Airborne, I drink a lot of water, and I very rarely ever catch a cold. But this time I didn't catch it because I thought, oh, I'm having really bad allergies. Well, in fact, we were really just getting sick. I didn't even know I was getting sick. So I'm going to try this again. This is called Taste of Italy. I don't have oregano by itself in the house. I did order some. But Taste of Italy has 3 different kinds of oregano in it, plus basil. Snuck right up on me, snatched me by the scruff of the neck, and has knocked me for a loop. Catherine, we're just talking about oregano oil. So all I have on hand is Taste of Italy. So 3 different oregano strains plus basil. And I like basil anyway. I've been using it for my lungs. Basil's actually working better for my lungs than some of the other things. Oh, okay. So, when you take an oil internally, especially a nasty tasting oil like concentrated oregano, it's a hot oil. Yeah, it's a hot, stinky in very intense oil. So what I do is I put it in one of these 3 drops of oregano oil every day, and he never gets sick. See, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm branching out, Cynthia, into the internal use of oils. I have been really like anti-internal oil use. But when I'm sick, I'll try anything. So I tried the oregano deal once before on a stomach flu, and it worked within 12 hours. But for me, for my skeptical mind, that's not enough proof. That's, it could have been, well, it was a stomach flu. It might have ended in 12 hours anyway. Who knows? So now I'm going to test it on this ridiculous cold I have. So I haven't taken anything else. I haven't taken emergency. I haven't taken airborne. Had a glass of water. But I'm not going to take anything else because I want to test drive oregano oil as a common cold symptom. We'll say symptom reliever because we can't say it's a cure. Anyway, I have a package of these. They're 00 size caps, 7 to 10 drops. Have you tried that? Have you tried that method, Cynthia, for yourself? 7 to 10 drops. I've taken 3, and it's kind of a burpy oil. Like, it's a little bit irpy. But, I'll do anything. I hate being sick. So the 00 size vegetable cap, really strong. These are super cheap. That's a lot of oil. Yeah, that's a lot. It does work for you. You spread the drops out over the day. Oh, that's okay. I'm just using the Taste of Italy oil, Jana. This one, Taste of Italy, because I don't have oregano oil. Well, I don't want to eat it because anyway, here's how I do it. So here's how I manage the burpiness. I like the Taste of Italy blend because it's got so many different kinds of oregano and it has basil in it. 1 to 3 drops and a little bit of sweet juice. Okay. So you can put it on bread and eat it. You can mix it into a little juice. And then you can also use these V caps. They are, I think they're vegetarian, so I don't know exactly what they're made out of because the bag is cut off. I bought these because I also like to take this every day, so I make my own. The reason I have these little capsules is because I put turmeric in a bowl and I just make my own little capsules. I take 1 a day for arthritis-y stuff. It helps a ton. It helps me a ton. If I don't take it, I notice. But you can take these little caps that you can get at the health food store. Seriously, this bag of 250 capsules was like $3. It was like $2.99. It was so cheap. Apple or grape juice, not orange juice. Learn the hard way. Okay, everybody take note. Use an apple or grape juice, not orange juice. We'll learn from Cynthia's mistake and not do it to ourselves. And I think Jana actually has a little stand you can put these capsules in. You can get all that stuff on discoverlsp.com. Little capsule stands. So it's like any other capsule. You just pull it in half. It just slides together like that. Comes apart. So last time I tried this, I tried it with olive oil. I took 2 doses the last time when I had a stomach thing. I tried it with olive oil. That made a huge, big mess, so I didn't do that again. So the next time I tried it, I just crammed this big part with coconut oil. So I just got some coconut oil with a butter knife and scraped it in there. Put my oregano oil in this side, and then just put them together. Bake. And then I just took that with a glass of milk, and then I ate some food. I can't remember what I ate. But this morning, I couldn't find the coconut oil, and I was in a hurry to get out here and do this. So I actually used butter, because butter makes everything better. If you were born anywhere below the Mason-Dixon line, you know that. Butter. Yes. Look up turmeric and golden paste. Some people make a paste out of it. But I take it internally. I would die without butter. I literally freak out if I go to cook something and we're out of butter. I'm just like, and then I just won't eat it. I won't eat it. If I don't have butter, I won't eat it. I don't have a problem though. A half a teaspoon of coconut oil with capsule when taking hot oils helps buffer the burps. Yeah, the coconut oil helped. So think oil, bread, put something on top of it. And here's another I learned. It's my butter story. I have a big butter story. And I have a big butt to go with my big butter story. I think they might be related. I'm not sure. Oh, here's another lesson learned the hard way. Don't take a capsule and then drink something hot. You don't have a big butt. I'm okay. I like my big butt. And I like my big legs because I need my big lap for 2 toddlers. When you have twins, grandbabies, you get to hold them both at the same time. She's not related to us. If you have a big old lap, you can put 2 babies on your big old lap at the same time. It's okay. It's okay. There's advantages to everything. You just have to look for them. You're Italian, too. Nice. Nice. Okay, so, yeah, don't take your capsule and then drink coffee right afterward, because your capsule will explode and you have it's disgusting. You'll be burping that shit for hours. So, I just take the little bottle. Now, you can buy these cool little oil, like, syringe things that you can stick in your bottle and draw up oil and then drop it into the capsule. But, first of all, I'm too lazy to order those. And, if I had them, I probably wouldn't know where they were. Droppers, thank you. You know, like, there's a word for a squeezy plastic thing that sucks up oil. It's an oil sucker thingy. So I just pour mine in. I'm not going to actually do it because I'm not going to take one. Again, I took one this morning. You just pour it in there. These capsules are kind of big. So this double zero size. Oh, that's good to know. Double zero size is pretty large. So you can, let's see if I can compare it to the size of my little finger. Pretty big opening. So there's plenty of room. I have never spilled them on myself. There's plenty of room to just pour it into the capsule. Well, first you scrape your oil into it, and since you're using coconut or butter or whatever, it's a solid oil, so it's not going anywhere. So I just scrape it in, or use a butter knife and scrape it in. And then I put my oil in the short side, put them together, and then take it. So that's what I'm trying. I'll let you know how it works. And I'm not even taking my turmeric. If you spill it, you wear it. You smell like spaghetti sauce. It's okay. It's all good. I'm not taking this either, so I'm totally using myself as a guinea pig. I want to see how I'm going to do it twice today. So 6 drops total, but spread out over the day. The 3 drops this morning. I'll do 3 drops this afternoon. I'm not doing any of my normal cold protocol stuff because I want to test it out. Because I'm a skeptic. I'm a total hardcore skeptic about stuff, and I want to try it on myself. I don't usually take anybody else's word for things until I try them out myself. I feel like I'm drowning with a neti pot. I have tried it. I've tried it several times. I feel like I have to stand upside down. Oh, no, that's okay. I have a neti pot. I just have never mastered that skill. Yeah, I'm super skeptical. I have some saline nasal spray that helps. Yes, I do. It actually came with my neti pot, and it works really well. So I'll do that again this morning. If you live in a humid environment like we do, make sure you seal your gelatin capsules up because they'll get sticky and stick all together. So that's my oil. I don't have any. I don't have a lot of those oils because my focus has been on the more emotional blends. So I don't have a lot of like basic oils. I just ordered some last night. But I don't use them usually. I don't use them. I actually don't use that many oils. I use the citrus oils a lot. I use Copaíba a lot. And I use the emotional blends, the Ula blends, Dreamcatcher, Rotate Around. I use vetiver for concentration and ADD mind symptoms. So, and I haven't been diagnosed with ADD, and I'm not saying if you have ADD that it will work for you. But, whatever. There's some research out there, and you can Google it. You could go talk to Uncle Google yourself. Vetiver works really well for me for concentration. I didn't know rosemary worked. Rosemary is probably less expensive than vetiver. I don't think you've missed much, Jana. I don't think you missed much. I don't think you were gone that long. So, there you have it. Thank you for your hearts. Thank you for shares. Oh, they're about the same price. I really like vetiver a lot. I like the smell of it. It smells like the forest. It smells woodsy and foresty, which is also woodsy because that's what forests are. 15 milliliter. Okay, vetiver's a little guy. 5 milliliter. Rosemary's a 15 milliliter. And for reference, 5 millimeters, 85 to 100 or so drops. And the 15 milliliter is, I believe, 250 to 300? Or is that sounds like a lot. Is it 2 to 250 or 250 to 300 for a 15 milliliter bottle? What I read today was Chapter 7. Chapter 7 in 1,000 Names for Joy. Oh, 280 to 300. Okay, so Chapter 7 is on page 18. So it's Chapter 7 for all the books. Chapter 7 for this. Chapter 7 in the Downey Chain. Okay, that's all I have. Ladybugs. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's a lovely, cold, dark day with periodic rain. I'll show you behind me. It's really dark and the wind's blowing a little bit. It's wintry, which I love. This is like a really nice day for me. It sounds creepy, doesn't it? It's dark and it's cold and it's windy and gross, and I love it. Cynthia, thank you, Jana. I think I would love where Cynthia lives in British Columbia, up there. I think Canada is gorgeous. I have a friend in Canada, not in British Columbia. Yeah, it's a great cat cuddle day. Ginger Rose is a lovely little cuddler. Tonka's a cuddler, too. I have a couple of cuddlers. And I have a couple who are like, leave me alone, you crazy cat lady. Woof. Yeah, lots of windy, wet fall days. So close to the ocean. Much love to you. Thanks for the input about the oregano and the other oils. Yeah, I do too. I really do. I want to go to that part of the world. The Pacific Northwest, the whole area up there. I love it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for the discussion, and your input makes it so rewarding for me. So rewarding and energizing and very satisfying to talk with you guys. So, love you. Have a lovely day. Thank you for everything.